Here are 3 real estate trends for 2023 that if you actually do these, if you recognize these, if you do the actionable steps that I'm about to give you today in this video, you can change your life forever. Let's get into it. Trend number 1, sellers are having a hard time selling. Not because there's not a lot of buyers, because there are. When properties get listed at the right price, they are actually selling on the market. Now they do take a little longer, okay, but they're actually selling for houses that are in good shape and priced accordingly. Now, because some sellers haven't caught up to how much properties are selling for, right? They actually still want this inflated, overpriced number. That might create a little doubt and fear in some people's mind, okay? And when that doubt and fear is created, okay, you can leverage that by offering people subject to seller finance deals, okay? So it's now the perceived notion that the market is tanking because houses are taking longer. Is now the perceived notion that they're not gonna get what they want on the MLS. So sellers are open to being creative if you present them with a seller financing or subject to offer. If you don't, you won't ever have the opportunity. Trend number 2 is all those real estate investors that was going in hard, trying to keep up with the market, not going direct to seller, going to wholesalers and pocket listings from realtors. 60% of those people overpaid. Not that they overpaid for the market that we were in, but for the market that we're in now is completely different. We're now not at the peak anymore. It's starting to come down just a little bit, only because interest rates are so high, it's forcing people to pay less for properties because that's what they can afford, right? Debt service coverage ratio. Their rents have to cover what their mortgage is going to be plus 25% more, which turns out that they can only pay a certain amount for these properties with today's rates. So if you did your deal a year ago, based off of a year ago numbers, your refinance is probably going to cause you to bring some money to the table so you can finance less. And if for whatever reason you don't have that money, it's going to force you to sell. And if for whatever reason the amount of money that you owe right now on the property, it doesn't sell for that amount, you're going to be a distressed seller and you're going to have to be creative, in order to get that property off of you or in order to keep those properties. Okay. Now, if you're one of those people who actually bought a property a year ago and you're actually going through this where you can't refinance, or for whatever reason you're having a hard time trying to sell it, you might need to go directly to your lender or to your private money person and renegotiate the terms of the deal. Okay. The terms of the note. Okay. Now, I actually did this for another real estate investor. He talked his private money guy into a 30-year note at a higher interest rate so he could keep 100% of the property and rent it out or even sell it on terms. Perfect way out, okay? Secondly, if you're one of those people in that situation, you could always offer ownership, a piece of equity, 50-50 ownership. You run the business. Now your private money guy owns the property with you, and you guys can make money together. Okay. If you're on the acquisition side of it, you should be targeting those people. Now, typically on YouTube, people will say, hey, target people who have owned properties for 20 years or longer, but in today's market, we should be targeting people who purchased in the last 3 years, and recognize this group of people and start targeting them today so you can benefit by using this trend to your advantage. Okay. The third trend that's popping off right now is that storage units are coming up like crazy. People have realized that they have all of this junk and it has to go somewhere, and they don't want to separate from it. So people are building up storage units left and right, let alone there's a baby boomer, like retiree party. I don't know how to call it, but it seems like everybody heard that as a recession that's in their 60s and 70s and says, hey, I want to sell my business. So people that realize, that storage units are going to become available, right? From all of these baby boomers looking to retire. It's gonna meet the opportunity. All these people have all of this junk that they wanna pay the store to keep. Is gonna win, okay? So if you guys aren't doing these 3 things in your market, making subject to seller financing offers, right? Targeting the right group of people to offer your creative solutions to, and then also switching up, not just being all single family or multifamily, but also switching up to acquisitions and wholesaling commercial property, you guys are missing out in 2023 in real estate investing. If you guys want to learn more about this, I actually put together a course bundle where I teach you how to get into real estate and make your first $10,000 check within just 30 days using strategies just like this. Peace, y'all. See you on the next one.